So Blake Gideon joins us here on our set inside the Brock football facility as we rejoin you on our ACC football tour. And I'll be simple, Blake. First of all, thanks for the time.
Yes, sir.
What was it about Brent Key and Georgia Tech for you?
Toughness, right? That like everything that gave me any sort of success in this football thing in my own career. And then obviously what I've tried to embody with any player I've had the blessing to coach. So, I saw a couple of Georgia Tech games last year, right, that most of the country saw, and just how they played together, right, how they swing as long as there's breath in their lungs. That's something that's addicting as a coach. It makes it so enjoyable to come into work every day, and all the schemes and all that stuff is fun to play mad scientists on a chalkboard, but how these guys play whenever it's going well and whenever it's not going so well, that's what really attracted me.
When you take this job and you're a coordinator, it's your show now. What are the core principles, the non-negotiables that you have to play defense at Georgia Tech?
Right. I just kind of alluded to it, toughness, for one. Again, the first question that all the players want to know is, hey, what are we going to run? They're talking about scheme. Are we going to be a 3-down, 4-down team, a split safety, a post safety team? Yes to all of that. We'll figure out what exactly fits us week by week. But really what matters is the style of play and how we do things. Everybody's got some version of this coverage or this front. They just call it something different. But what's going to make us different is our effort, our toughness, and our togetherness, right? Not just 11 independent contractors. We need to understand how we fit into the grand scheme of things.
Like, you're a great player at Texas, and when you got this
easy,
job, great with a capital G. When you got this job, the first thing I thought of was, man, what an incredible opportunity, because you get to run your own show.
Sure.
What does this opportunity mean to you?
Well, it's a credit to a lot of people that have held my hand along the way and have taken chances on me. I can go back to the very first person that let me go be a position coach and for lack of a better phrase, mess some things up, right? Like go make those mistakes and figure out what I knew and what I didn't know. And kind of like Tom asked me, what am I going to hang my hat on?
Yeah.
That's what this whole process has been about. The last 12 years of coaching is figuring out what's really important to me. And I would not be here without, number one, the players I've been lucky to coach, that I've learned just as much from them as they've learned from me. And the coaches I've been around, and then, man, my support system at home, my wife, that is the head coach of our house, that allows me to go not really work for a living and do this. That's a culmination of all those things. I'm so grateful, man. I don't know if I deserve it, but I'm fighting to earn it every day.
All right, so we know toughness is going to be like the boilerplate for everything you're doing here. I think you've got a fascinating depth chart because you've got veterans at all three levels, guys who played a lot of football here one way or another. But then you have a mix of transfers and young guys. It really kind of becomes a bit of an open book, I guess, right?
Yeah, it does. It does. I think, obviously, you can tell whenever you see our guys operate in practice that there's a lot of snaps under our belt, right? And the thing that I've been impressed with our transfers is they've been the right people for us. Hey, it's not that hard to find, like, really good players in the country, right? Whenever the portal opens up and all that, man, it's easy to see that guy can play or that guy can't play.
But does he fit?
But does he fit?
Yeah.
Right? Does he fit what we're about, what Coach Key is about? How's he going to do here? Is he going to be happy here? Is he going to fit into the locker room and this culture that we're so proud of here? So that's what I've been impressed with not just the young guys that just got here, but the old guys that just got here, how they've kind of kept their mouth shut whenever they first got here and opened their ears and eyes and figured out where they fit into this deal, and then they've added to our culture, which has been really fun to watch that growth.
Now, we're only 2 periods into practice, so this may come off as a dumb question. But as you are out here on the practice field every day, describe your coaching personality. Now, I'm hearing your voice already, but describe your coaching personality.
We want to create a sense of urgency in practice to where we don't have to necessarily do that on Saturday afternoon or Saturday night.
Okay.
Right. The hard coaching, the tough love, all that should happen Monday to Friday, right? You don't all of a sudden turn that on. They got enough anxiety and enough nerves going on Saturday than for us to all of a sudden multiply that, because we want to scratch that itch of frustration on Saturday. Let's get them right now, and that's going to make it uncomfortable for us and them at times as players, but if we can set the stage for that before we ever get to Saturday, we're going to be happy with that result whenever we come in on Sunday.
This defense went through a big transformation last year, took a big step. But there's some areas that another step can be taken. Creating negative plays, red zone efficiency, particularly not allowing touchdowns. Easy things for us to talk about, very hard to institute. When you talk about being great in the red zone and creating negative plays, how do you do that this time of year? How do you put the things in place so that you're great once the season starts?
Yeah, I think, going back to January when I just got here from winter conditioning, we were having those first initial introductory meetings to spring ball to summer. All of that time is used to learn the game. This whole idea of football 101, right? Learning the rules of the game and then learning the situations. We want to be masters of any situation we're in. What does success really mean on this play? So when you talk about red zone and you talk about third down or all the different situations, our guys need to understand what they're defending, right? And how offenses change and how their personality changes. That's what we need to be masters of, right? Really good defensive players and coaches know defense, but the great ones know offense, right? And they understand what they're defending, what they're going against.
Yeah.